The truth is, man, the trout in this lake, while again not usually the most consistent as far as catching them, but when you do catch them, they're good fish. They are healthy fish. And again, even with these planters, you know, they do the business. They take care of, I mean, they go after fish. Hey everybody, welcome to Mike Green Outdoors. I am at Minersville Reservoir. It's about the middle of May, and had a chance to sneak out this afternoon, see if I can get some fishing in. I really have zero expectation of how good the fishing is going to be. Are they hitting? I kind of looked at Fish Brain, and there's been a few trout caught. I really kind of debated whether I wanted to go to Minersville or Newcastle, because those are the two that are closest to me. And I went to Newcastle a few weeks ago. It was slow, so I thought I'd go ahead and try Minersville. It's a kind of a rare day in the spring here where there's not very much wind. There's a little bit of wind, but not too bad. So anyways, I'm gonna see if I can catch into something. Right now I'm just trolling a couple crankbait. I do have some soft plastics I'm going to use to see if the smallmouth are biting, and maybe the largemouth even. But ultimately the goal is to get a wiper if they'll hit. Usually don't hit in the middle of the day, but the biggest one I caught last year was right in the middle of the day on a crankbait. Matter of fact, the same crankbait that I'm using on one of the rods. Anyways, gonna give that a run. Stick with me. Thanks for joining. Let's see how we do on Minersville. All right, I've had both pulls out with kind of this thing. It's a little rainbow trout flicker shad. It's done really well for me, really year round, and so I actually had it on both rods, but I've now done one pass with nothing, so I switched. Of course, I forgot to show you before I throw it in there, but more of a little bit bigger crankbait, kind of a golden yellow color. This should dive a little deeper than this one. So anyways, we'll give that a try and see if we pick something up. All right, this is the one I'm using. It's a little bigger, goes a little deeper. I was actually reeling it in to change it, and I got a hit on it as I was reeling it. So I'm gonna stick with this one for a minute and see if something gets on it. All right, just had a really nice hit. Of course, could not get the GoPro to turn on, but I had a really nice hit on the little flicker shad rainbow, little baby rainbow trout. So far I feel like I've had 3 bumps, 1 really good hit. I have lost all of them. They haven't stayed on, but that's at least a good sign. I've got them all kind of on this end of the lake, so I think I'll probably just kind of hang out here on the north end of the lake, which is not typically where I fish. I usually am at the south end by the dam, but all the action's been here so far, so I think I'll do a couple circles here and see what I can dig up, and if nothing happens, then I'll go back towards the dam where I'm more confident. So anyways, stick with me. All right, I'm just curious. I'm gonna change that bigger one that was a little deeper, and I'm gonna change it for this. This is another one, a little flicker shad that I've done pretty well with. So I'm gonna try this one and see if I can dig anything up. That said, as I pulled in that bigger one that I missed that first fish on, I'll have to show you why I think that I missed that catch, and why it may have been a wiper and not just a big trout. But I don't know if you can see that or not, but it bent out that hook pretty good. So may have been a wiper. These hooks are pretty crappy too, so definitely may have just been a cheap crappy hook. Any case, I'm gonna give this other one a try for a minute, see how it does, and then I don't know, we may come back to this guy. I fish with this a lot just because I like it, like the way it looks, and I don't know how many fish it actually catches for me, but anyways, we'll give this a try and see what happens for a little bit. Anyways, holy cow, that was a massive hit. Jeez, I about pulled my pole into the water. I actually think I have one on my other rod too. I do. Holy cow, I got double hookup. Jeez. Obviously I ran over a school because they both hit it freaking hard. And this guy may have both cranks, I can't tell. Oh, it's just a trout, but my gosh, he hit it so hard. Jeez. Good night. Yeah, he does have both in there. Holy cow. So hard. Okay, I'll try to get him unbuttoned here. Okay. Really nice female. Clearly was a planter. She doesn't have much for front fins, but she hit that with a vengeance. Good job. She's out of here. Okay, finally got that mess cleaned up. Get these back out here. Whew. That was crazy. Worth it. I need to get a better net so I don't have that much of an issue with stuff getting tied up like that. Really dislike that about that net. Anyways, they seem to be down here at the north end of the lake, or at least these trout are, because this is where I'm getting the hits. So we'll let these get out a little bit and then see if we can hook into another. I lost the rod again. Jeez, I think it's partially these crappy rod holders that I have. Man, these trout are just hitting this thing so freaking hard. Holy cow. They do seem to like this other flicker shad, this one with the oh jeez, I do have another fish. Crap. What a situation I've got here. I got double hookup. Oh, that one let go. This is why sometimes 2 rods isn't the best idea. That was a good looking trout, looked about the same. This one looks about the same. They all seem to be fairly recent stock trout. Oh, they just come off. So again, they're about 12 to 13 inch rainbows, but you can tell they're stock fish because of the way that they have no fins on the front. So anyways, but they do seem to like both of these cranks pretty good. These are like baby trout looking things.